I record various videos about self-love, but this video is especially close to my heart. It is made specifically for women who don't have a good relationship with their mother and experience strong hunger for love as a result. In this video, we will be talking why this is the case and also what can you do to help satisfy your need for love. Hi ladies, I am Maria. I work with millennial women who are either not in contact with their mother or don't have a good relationship with their mother and want to create a source of love and support from within. Fortunately or unfortunately, but there is a strong connection between relationship with your mother and how satisfied your need for love is as an adult. But if relationship with your mother are not that good, that does not mean that you're doomed. There are actually things that you can do to help yourself in that situation. What I will be talking about today, I have experienced firsthand, and that is why it is close to my heart. To briefly paint the picture, I myself have never really had much of a connection with my mom. I haven't really felt understood nor accepted by her the way I am. I haven't received much of an emotional support, and that gentle, nourishing, loving presence that healthy mothers give to their kids was also missing completely. Instead, I often felt hurt, rejected, sometimes even humiliated, and hopeful that if only I find the magic key to her heart, I will finally feel that love, acceptance, support, connection. And oh boy, I've been trying to find that key for a long time. At first by sacrificing myself, by pleasing her, later by trying to talk to her and explain how I feel, and nothing worked. As a result, you might probably imagine that I grew up with a very strong hunger for love. I was hungry to be loved, I was hungry to be accepted the way I am, I was hungry to be seen, to be understood, and I craved that gentle, nourishing care that mothers give. As you can see, this love manifests in many different ways, so for simplicity, I will call it motherly love. Before I go into steps I took to resolve my hunger for love, I would like to say a few words on why a mother has such strong effects on us as adults. Because I believe that understanding a few important points about it is actually a part of the solution. Well, first, a mother is a critically important figure in how we perceive ourselves as kids, because a mother is the first person with whom a child forms an important bond. A mother is usually the main caretaker that feeds the baby and soothes the baby when the baby is in distress. So basically, our survival as babies greatly dependent on our mother. And because it's a matter of survival, everything that a mom did, said, felt, including what she told us about ourselves, stored as a hugely important information in our brains. Now, by nature, mothers are given potent emotional cocktail of love that is designed to be given to their kids to nurture them into healthy adults. It's part of a mom attachment system that ensures survival and offspring, blah, blah, blah. The important part is that in healthy, mature cases, that is exactly what happens. Healthy, mature mothers create a nurturing, loving environment for their kids where they help guide them, make sense of the world, and help process their emotions so that these kids develop into healthy, mature adults themselves. Now, why am I giving you all these details? It is really to illustrate one important key point. The reason why you feel hungry for love is because by nature you were meant to receive that love and you didn't. And it will hurt and it will make you unhappy until that need for love is satisfied somehow. Another important caveat that I want to tell you about is even though nature gives mothers this potent emotional cocktail of love, not all mothers are capable of accessing that love within themselves and passing it to their kids. Some mothers are too wounded or have challenges of their own or didn't even plan to have a baby to begin with that prevents them from accessing that love and from passing this love to their kids. Now, a kid's brain does not understand all of these complexities. It just looks at the mother who doesn't give love and concludes that, oh, I must be unlovable. And the big thing that I'm trying to communicate with all of this is the reason why you did not receive love as a kid was because your mom was unable to access that love or to pass that love. In other words, you are lovable. You were meant to be loved by nature. It's just sadly, not every person is capable of love. Not every person knows how to love. Some people have not reached the maturity that is necessary to access love. Love is in actions. It's not just saying, "Ooh, I love you." It's how I treat you, what I do towards you, how I connect to you, and that is love. And some people can't connect to themselves, let alone to others, so they just don't have access to love. But because they don't know how to do it, that doesn't mean that you're lovable or not. You are lovable. So when I first heard that a mother basically teaches a person how to love themselves and instills this feeling of being loved, and when it doesn't happen, then a person grows with an emotional wound and an insatiable hunger for love, honestly, I thought, I'm doomed. That's it. That was my first reaction. I had a period in my life when I was looking at women who radiated self-love with a lot of envy and hopelessness. They felt special. They radiated happiness and confidence. They felt peaceful, seemed like they were speaking their mind and showing their emotions, and people gravitated towards them. They were attracted to them, and there was some kind of special energy around them. They felt extra attractive, extra playful and joyful and free, and it's just like it was a pleasure to look at them. But when I looked at them, I also felt envy, and I was thinking, they must have been one of those lucky women who had lovely mothers who loved them and parented them well and cared for them and instilled this feeling of love and respect and dignity for themselves. That was my idea of it. I really thought that was the case. Until one day I was listening to a talk by one of my favorite authors, Brené Brown, who researched these wholehearted men and women. Basically, it's a similar idea to people who are practicing self-love. And what she found out is only 20 to 30% of wholehearted men and women were parented that way. The remaining 70 to 80% worked hard to be that way. They essentially created themselves to be that way, which was amazing news because I realized that if only I put effort and figure out what did they do to become that way, I can be one of those women. I can feel that way. I can be happy. I can be confident from within. And that brings me to how I started satisfying my need for love. Well, to be honest with you, my first attempt at satisfying my need for love failed miserably. And that is because I tried to get that motherly love that I so craved from men. But what I noticed as I was going on dates and I was trying to build relationships with them, that none of them were able to satisfy my need for love fully. And there's a number of reasons for that, which is a topic for a whole separate video. I will plan to record it, and when I will put it in the description below. Check it out. But for now, think about it. I was trying to get motherly love from men. Anyway, it didn't work. It did not work. When trying to figure out why relationships with men were not working out at the time, I tried therapy. Incidentally, therapy helped me heal some of the wounds from the past that came from a relationship with my mother. Even though therapy was super helpful at healing and helping me accept the past, but at the end of it, I still felt something was missing. I still felt like I didn't love myself the way I wanted to. And I realized that therapy was only part of the solution. The other part of the solution was actually learning how to treat myself the way a loving, nurturing, healthy, mature mother would treat me. My journey of reconstructing motherly love took years because I was sampling it brick by brick, book by book, knowledge by knowledge, action by action. As a result of all of that, I, in fact, became happy within myself. Now, it doesn't mean that I'm happy 24 hours, 24/7, no, but in general, my state became happy. Sure, I go through sadness, I get through tear, I still have all these emotions like any other person would, but that loving, nurturing space allows me to go out of those dips, out of sadness, out of fear, out of all the negative emotions much faster. I bounce back much faster. But now let me tell you what self-love feels like. I love spending time with myself because I know it always feels warm. It is comforting. It is loving. It's like a hug. And I know that I listen to myself. I am attuned with myself. I know how I feel, why I feel, what I want, what I don't want. And if I don't know those things, I take time to figure it out. I take time to get to the bottom of it, to understand myself. And as a result, I can communicate with other people and I get what I want or close to what I want. And as a result, I'm much happier in life in general. Another cool thing that happened as I started to build my self-love is that I started being surrounded by people who treat me well. They love me, they listen to me, they care for me, they're there, they're around when I need them. My relationships with men improved, now I have a lovely boyfriend. And because I was able to reconstruct that motherly love within myself, I got to the point where I stopped caring whether I can get that love from my mom or not. As a matter of fact, we're not even in contact because I was not able to get with her to a point where she would treat me with the amount of respect that I would like to be treated. So I just basically ended that relationship and I have not regretted that since. Here's the thing, if you're treating yourself better, then your environment has two choices. Either adjust to that level or disappear. And if they disappear, fear not, because there is going to be someone else who is able to come and be at that level. That's the cool thing about self-love. And because the changes in my life were so drastic, and because the self-love feels so good, I got excited about supporting women build self-love in their life. And if you want to create self-love in your life and want my support with it, message me for a free coaching discovery call. My email is in the description below.